All right, so moving on to the second segment, I will be sharing my All-Pro first team offensive predictions. The season is nearly at the end. We're nearly at the finish line of the regular season. We're 6 weeks away before the NFL playoffs begin. So this week, in this segment, and I'll probably be doing this over the next couple of weeks, defensively, and maybe in a week or so. But today I'll be sharing my All-Pro first team offensive predictions. So these are the offensive weapons these offensive guys that I believe that will be on the all pro team this season for the 2022 NFL season. So let's start off at the quarterback position. I think this one's a no-brainer at this particular point of the season. My quarterback on this list is Patrick Mahomes. He has been the best quarterback in the National Football League this season. There's been some great NFL quarterbacks that have stepped up and played great this year. When you talk about Patrick Mahomes, when you talk about Tua Tagovailoa, when you talk about Jalen Hurts, when you talk about Josh Allen, when you talk about the emergence of Joe Burrow in the second half of the NFL season, no quarterback, and Kirk Cousins I could throw in there as well, who finds himself at 9-2. There is no quarterback that has played better at this particular moment in this NFL season than Patrick Mahomes, aka the baby GOAT. Currently, he's the odds-on favorite to win the MVP award as we speak and as I record this video. At this point, the Kansas City Chiefs are 9-2. It's his award to lose at this point. He currently leads the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns this season. It looks like Patrick Mahomes is closing in on his second MVP of his respective NFL career. Definitely should be the quarterback on the all-pro first team offense this year. Looking at the running back position, this one was actually truly hard. I was stuck between three guys. The two guys I will mention, honorable mentions to me, are Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb at the running back position. But the guy I got to go with right now and predict that's going to be on this list is Josh Jacobs. Despite the fact of the Las Vegas Raiders being a bad team and underachieving this season, even though they added Davante Adams and they were supposed to have one of the best offenses. I said this offense looked like a offense that you would create in Madden when you talk about Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Davante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. All those guys together have not been on the field that much, unfortunately, this season, and that's the reason why the Raiders are playing bad. They also have a bad defense as well. There's more reasons for that, but I won't get into this in this segment. But Josh Jacobs is truly having a career year due for a massive contract this NFL offseason. Will be a free agent and that loaded free agent class of running backs this NFL offseason. So Josh Jacobs has been on a career year, having a career year this year, leads the league in rushing yards with 1,159 rushing yards and has 9 touchdowns. Has been the best running back in the NFL this season. And I can't forget to mention his huge monumental game, his career game he just had in Seattle this past Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Had over 300 yards of total scrimmage yards and had a game-winning touchdown. Took it to the house for 86 yards in that overtime win. Josh Jacobs deserves to be on this list as well. And then at the wide receiver position, I have 3 wide receivers on my all-pro offensive list. We have Tyreek Hill as one of the wide receivers. I believe he has been the most explosive wide receiver this season. And he's potentially a threat every play, every chance he's been on the field for the Miami Dolphins this year. You don't know what to expect when he's on the field. A deep route, you don't know a shallow route, a short route, a screen pass. You don't know what to expect when Tyreek Hill is on the field. He's an automatic threat, and it showed that this season. He has a total of 87 catches, leads the league in receiving yards with 1,233 receiving yards, would go with 4 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill deserves to be on this list as well. And then another wide receiver is Justin Jefferson. He has been amazing since he's been in the NFL. You know, as a Dallas Cowboys fan, I think at the time we did make the great decision to draft CeeDee Lamb before Justin Jefferson. But I really, as much as I like CeeDee Lamb, I really wish we could go back in time and draft Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is a absolute joy to watch as an NFL fan on a weekly basis. And if you love watching receivers play, Justin Jefferson is a great guy to tune into and watch on a daily basis. Set the new NFL record this past Thursday against the New England Patriots in his Thanksgiving game set the new NFL record for the most receiving yards through the first 3 seasons, passing the great Randy Moss and passing one of the greatest wide receivers in this generation, Odell Beckham Jr. So that's a great achievement. Justin Jefferson has definitely been one of the best receivers in the league this year. Definitely deserves to be on this list as well. And my last receiver on this list is Stefon Diggs. Other than Josh Allen, he is the MVP of this Buffalo Bills offense. Makes big plays when it matters most. You could date. I don't even have to say from this past game against the Detroit Lions. He's done it all year long. He makes big plays when it matters most. This year, he has 84 catches, over 1,000 yards receiving, and has a total of 9 touchdowns. Stefon Diggs is having a great year as well. My third and final wide receiver that deserves to make this list. At the tight end position on this all-pro offense, it's a no-brainer to me at the tight end position. It's Travis Kelce. He separates himself from the pack from all tight ends this year, and I say that respectfully. When you talk about Mark Andrews, when you talk about George Kittle, there is no debate who the best tight end in football is. It's Travis freaking Kelce. And he might go down as one of the best tight ends to ever do it. And at the time, before this season, I really said that Gronk is the best tight end to ever do it. Right now, I stand on it, but it's not going to stand there much longer. Travis Kelce is just like Gronk, a big body guy that plays the tight end position because he's just a little slower than what a wide receiver runs in the NFL. Travis Kelce is a big body tight end. He might go down. I believe he's going to go down as the best tight end to ever do it. Has had a career year with Patrick Mahomes this year, despite the fact that Tyreek Hill was a vocal point in that Kansas City Chiefs offense. He has stepped up when it matters most and made the big plays like he did before, but he's even doing double the work this year without Tyreek Hill there. Definitely been a difference maker for the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Travis Kelce, no-brainer to be at the tight end position. I just went over all the skill positions on this list. Now let's get down to the down and dirty talk. Let's get down to the trenches. Let's talk about the offensive line. On the left side, on the left tackle, I have Andrew Thomas. This makes my co-host Rob Sarasulo happy because Andrew Thomas has went from a struggling rookie, a first-round draft pick, fourth overall pick a few years ago in the NFL draft, was struggling to find his identity, and the Giants really had no idea how good this guy really was. Fast forward a few years later, in my opinion, he's the best left tackle in football today. He's played a total of 746 snaps this year and has only allowed 2 sacks this entire season. Want to know the 2 sacks he's let the guy that blew by him to get those 2 sacks? I can tell you his name. Micah freaking Parsons. That's the only guy who's gotten by him 2 times this year to get a sack. That's how special Micah Parsons really is. But all jokes aside, Andrew Thomas is the best left tackle in football. Definitely deserves to be on this list. Well, let's go at the left guard position. We're going to go Joe Battiano, Cleveland Browns left guard. I think he's been the best left guard in football. Last year, he found himself on this all-pro offensive list for the 2021 season. I believe he's been the best left tackle in football for the last 2 to 3 years. Best at his position and one of the best run blockers in the National Football League. When you talk about the dirty work that the Cleveland Browns do offensively, running the football, he is the guy that gets the job done. One of the best run blockers in the league, and definitely does a good job for holes that are created to create holes on the left side of the line. When Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are running by, definitely one of the best run blockers in the league. He definitely deserves to make my list. Let's talk about the center position, the heart and soul of the Philadelphia Eagles offensive lineman. It's not Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce. He's the heart and soul of this Eagles offensive line. Reason why they are the best offensive line in football today. His leadership, he is getting older. He probably has another 2 to 3 years, or even just 2 years left in his gas tank. But he's been a great center. He probably a certified Hall of Famer when he decides to hang it up. He is definitely the epitome. He is definitely what the Philadelphia Eagles go through. He is the team leader. He knows what it's like to win a Super Bowl in Philly. The offensive line lives and breathes through him. He's the leader. One of the reasons why they're the best offensive lines in football. most dominated run blocker in football, I believe, as well. If you guys don't get bored watching skilled players, I go and actually watch tape of Lyman, and he is one of the best. He is the best run blocker in football. You'll have a fun time going over film of how Jason Kelce gets it done in the trenches. Definitely deserves to make my list. And then let's talk about the right side of the offensive line. At right guard, I have Chris Lindstorm, right guard from the Atlanta Falcons. Is currently the best guard in the National Football League on Pro Football Focus. Currently has a run blocking grade of 91.3. That's outstanding. He's been the reason why the Atlanta Falcons have had a lot of success running the football on that right side of the offensive line. He does a pretty good job at what he does. Definitely deserves to make my list at the right guard position. And last but not least, on the right side at the right tackle, that's a guy that it deserves a lot of respect. One of the best linemen in football today is right tackle Lane Johnson. Nearly impossible to handle at the line of scrimmage. You talk about why the Philadelphia Eagles run the ball so greatly. You wonder why Jalen Hurts has a lot of time in the pocket to make the plays that he does on a weekly basis. It starts at that right side of the offensive line. It starts with Lane Johnson doing his job on a weekly basis. He locks down the right side of the offensive line and makes it look easy. He has not allowed a NFL sack this whole entire season. And we're 6 games away from the regular season being over. He has a chance to go the whole entire season without allowing a NFL sack. That's truly remarkable and definitely deserves to make my final definitely deserves to have the final spot on my list. But going over, I'm pretty sure I made a pretty good list, and I think my predictions will fall through. I think everybody will make the All-Pro first team offense on this list. The only question mark for me of who can make it is at the running back position, but I'm still going to go with Josh Jacobs. But that is my All-Pro first team offensive predictions. Let's see if it comes to fruition when the season is over. Ooh.